Hello. 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 And welcome to the Lincoln College Higher Education Graduation event. That's quite a mouthful. There's a lot of shuns in there. My name is Mark Taylor, and I'm the Director of Business Development and Partnerships at the Lincoln College Group. And it's my pleasure to welcome you here this evening. How are you all feeling? Who said nervous? I share that feeling. So, graduates, how are you all feeling? Are you excited? Yes? A little bit nervous, a little bit excited. Everyone else, friends, families, how are you feeling? That's good. That's what we want, a little bit of a response. Hopefully you're feeling very proud of your friends and family members tonight. This really is a wonderful event, and it's a really important date in the college calendar. And you know what? After the events of the past 18 months, it makes tonight even more important. I really think that our graduates tonight deserve the utmost respect from all of us for showing great resilience and determination to deal with everything that was going on in the world at the time, for dealing with new ways of learning, new platforms of learning, and for being able to deal with the disruption to that learning and still being able to complete their degree at the end of it and their course. So many congratulations to you for all of that. Last year was the first year for 25 years that we haven't had a graduation event. And so, as I say, tonight is all the more special that we're able to come together and celebrate the achievement of our brilliant graduates tonight. Now, part of my job tonight is to sort of share some expectations around this event and to try and get you into the spirit of it, I suppose, share some house rules with you. Yes, this is a graduation event, and yes, it's a celebration, and we're in a beautiful setting here in the cathedral. But we don't want it to be particularly formal or stuffy or boring, okay? We want you to have fun. We want you to be able to show your appreciation of the graduates. Is that okay? Yes, okay. I mean, it is, I appreciate it. It is very difficult. When somebody says that, we want you to have fun. I mean, what does that even mean? How do you know? How do you know what I mean by that? So what I'm going to try and do is test your acceptance of what I'm saying and willingness to get involved in the spirit of the occasion now. Is that okay? Cool. Right, so part of my day job in the college is to support the creation and operation of commercial ventures. And the reason we do that is that whatever money we make, whatever profit we make from these ventures, we then reinvest back into college facilities, into resources, etc., to give students the very best experience that we possibly can. For example, who knows that we've got a gym, a pool, and a spa in the centre of Lincoln that we run? Anybody? Does anybody use it? A nice hand at the back there. It's the cheapest in the city. Get yourself down there. We also have escape rooms on our Lincoln College campus. Are you aware of those? Yes? Well done. Have you used them? Very good. Again, marvellous day out, fun for all the family. We have a commercial catering business. Did you know that? Our commercial catering business feeds Lincoln City's players every day. It's not our fault that they've had a bit of a stuttering start to the season, but they certainly do like the food a lot more than they used to, so they are perhaps putting on a few more pounds. But they love it. You can love it too. We can provide all sorts of corporate entertainment and personal entertainment as well. And we've recently opened a hairdressing salon in the city centre called Aura. Are you aware of that? 40% discount for students. Get yourself down to Aura. So every time you use these businesses, what you're doing is you're investing in local young people. So it's a no-brainer for me. Anyway, the point of me telling you this is that we've also recently taken over the Drill Hall Theatre. Were you aware of that? No. Good grief. So basically, right, the Drill Hall shut last year because it went out of business. So we took it over in April this year. And it's a fantastic opportunity, obviously, for our students in the performing arts and in hospitality, etc., to get involved. But we're going to run it as a commercial concern. So I've been down there a lot recently, and we're busy preparing for pantomime. And so what I thought was that I would try and get you into the spirit of things tonight in a pantomime style, because I've been exposed to a lot of pantomime recently. Okay? So, who loves pantomime? I know it's a bit of a thing that some people either love it or they don't. Oh, good. I'm glad you... Have you bought your tickets yet? Cool. Well, so basically, while we're on the subject, tickets are now on sale. It's the cheapest pantomime in the city, from only £16 a ticket. And they are on sale at lincolnsbestpanto.co.uk. Okay, so feel free to buy some. So how are we going to do this? Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to read out some statements, random statements, about what you may or may not want to do tonight during the ceremony. Right? So these are all just in my head, so you may not actually want to do any of these. And what I want you to do is to respond in the sort of the way of a pantomime audience. Okay, I've got two specific phrases that I'm thinking of. Can anyone tell me and guess what these phrases are? Who was the ones who said they like pantomime? Where are you? Can you read that? Yes. Oh, well, it's not yours behind you, but that's a very good guess. So basically, it is, oh, yes, it is, or oh, no, it isn't, right? So that's why I want you to shout out when I make a statement, okay? Is that okay? Right, let's have a quick practice. So, if you're in agreement, what do you shout out? Oh, yes. Very good. And if you don't agree with my statement, what do you shout out? Oh, this is good. So you've got the hang of this very well. Right, so let's give it a go, right? So I have a little board here. So I might get this out in a little minute. Right, so the first statement, are you ready for it? Yes? You sure? Okay. Right. Is it okay for me to stand up and cheer my friend / partner / family member as they come on stage to collect their degree? Oh, yes, it is. Very good. Oh, yes, it is. It is okay for you to stand up and cheer. We want you to stand up and cheer, okay? We want your family member / partner / friend to know that you appreciate them, okay, and that you're really proud of them. Excellent. Is it okay to shout obscenities? Oh, no, it isn't. Come on. Who said yes? Have we got security in? There's a group of people over there. Right, we're in a cathedral. Okay? We can't shout obscenities. So it's, oh no, it isn't. Right. Is it okay to let my friend / partner / family member know how proud I am of them by whooping? Whoop, whoop. Oh, yes, it is. Whoop away. So stand up, cheer, whoop, etc. But don't swear, you lot. Okay? Right. Is it okay to take pictures? Yes, it is. It is okay to take pictures. Take pictures of your family / partner / friends as they come on stage. Try to keep it to your family, though. Don't just take random pictures of other people. Is it okay for me to stand on my chair and jump up and down? Oh, no, it isn't. We don't want any accidents, okay? These chairs do not look particularly sturdy. We don't want any dislocations, breakages, or anything like that. Okay. Is it okay for me to cry tears of happiness? It's a very good point. The person at the front here is saying unless your mascara runs. So those of you with waterproof mascara, feel free to cry tears of happiness. Thank you very much. Is it okay to buy Panto tickets during the ceremony? It's a bit of a difficult one. I would say it's probably best to wait till later. But, you know, just buy them on your phone when you're out celebrating after you've had a glass of Prosecco later on or something like that. So is it okay for me to assume that you've got the message about the fact that we want you to get involved, we want you to express your pride, we want you to express your happiness, we want you to cheer and get involved and feel free to do most things, not swear you lot? Is that okay? Can I assume that? Excellent. All right then. Well, all that remains is for me to congratulate our brilliant graduates. Congratulations. To thank you lot out there for all the support and love that you've shown them during their studies, and to wish you all the very best for the future, you graduates, and obviously you lot as well. Thank you very much. Take care and enjoy the evening. Thank you.
Do please be seated. Good evening, and on behalf of the Dean and Chapter of Lincoln Cathedral, I would like to offer you a very warm welcome on this very special and auspicious occasion. Lincoln College has a long and distinguished history of offering education in this city, and it's a particular pleasure to have you here in the cathedral this evening, especially considering that this sort of thing hasn't been possible to do in recent months. And congratulations also to all those who are graduating this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Canon Burgess, for your kind words of welcome. Honoured guests, the Mayor of Gainsborough, the Mayor of Lincoln, Lincoln City Sheriff, the Police and Crime Commissioner for Humberside, Dr. Holdsworth from the University of Hull, Pat Doody, Chair of Greater Lincolnshire Local Enterprise Partnership and past Vice Chair of Lincoln College Board of Corporation, Lincoln College Companions, Air Marshal Warren James, fellow Lincoln College and Lincoln College International Board members, associates, employer representatives, and in particular, graduating students, family and friends, I bid you all a very warm welcome. I really do hope I haven't missed anybody out. I'm particularly delighted to welcome as our special guest and speaker, Carl Mccartney, MP for Lincoln. We really do appreciate, Carl, you taking time out from your busy schedule to join us for this year's graduation and for providing a congratulatory address and for being able to share in the success of our students. We are also extremely grateful for the support you have and continue to give not only Lincoln College, but also on the importance of the further education sector in addressing the skills agenda, improving lives and the prosperity and well-being of the wider community we serve. Thank you, Carl. It is extremely special to be once again hosting this graduation in this most splendid of setting. Graduation is truly a special occasion for all students in that it not only is a culmination of many hours of study and commitment, but also a chance to recognise and celebrate their achievements with fellow students, tutors, family and friends. It would really not be possible in the post-pandemic new norm to celebrate or mark such an occasion using Zoom, Teams or Google Hangouts. It is so great to see many of you remember that this is an in-person event and that you're not dressed accordingly and that you're no work or party best tops with on the bottom jogging, gym jams or casual wear. My apologies though, you don't get to hit the mute button. We are therefore indebted to the Dean and Chapter for allowing us to hold our graduation in this most iconic and splendid building, which has been an inspiration to many who have lived, worked and studied in the city and county over numerous generations. It certainly is both fitting and an honour for students who with diligence, dedication, dignity and determination have now completed their studies and are graduating from Lincoln College. Not only should they be proud of their achievements and success, but so too should their friends, fellow students, family and teaching staff. All have no doubt played their part along the way, some perhaps with more affection than others, but no doubt all with an abundance of care, support and respect. In an ever-changing world, not least in the terms of the world of work, ensuring our students have the skills they and their employers need is the focus of Lincoln College. For many of our students, the completion of their course marks the first steps towards employment. For others, it may be part of a career change or the need to upskill or retrain. All, I am sure, are better placed and equipped to realise their work and career aspirations. This is where I should have kept the sheets separate and not stapled them, but there you go. By studying vocational higher degree education degrees, degree apprenticeships and higher apprenticeships, not only are our students better equipped to take on roles much needed by employers and our wider economy, they are also ensuring they have meaningful and exciting employment opportunities and careers with a true sense of purpose and relevance. The quality of their studies is acknowledged by the outstanding grades achieved and its relevance in the world today by the courses they have taken, which include business and administration, human resources, accounting, construction and the built environment, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, lens-based media, clinical herbalism, acupuncture, sport therapy and coaching, animal management, and even musical instrument craft. Certainly for those whom the college has been a first introduction to skills training and professional learning, then we hope that whilst they may complete their studies for the time being and will enjoy a well-deserved break, that we can welcome them back, not just for further studies, but perhaps to advance your studies, retrain or upskill. Even work with us to play our part or your part in improving the lives and life opportunities of others. We truly hope we continue to be a part of your success throughout your career. The importance of lifelong learning for us all has never been as important as it has today as we respond to a rapidly changing world of work. At the heart of our organisation is the passion to empower and enrich all our students so they can take roles with employers or even opt to go self-employed. The last 12 to 18 months has brought this to the fore, and we believe the resilience of our students, their ability to adapt, and their compassion, the compassion they have shown, brings another dimension to their personal development and employability. On behalf of the board and staff, I congratulate you on your success and wish you all the best for the future. I hope you'll remember your time at Lincoln College with fond affection, along with the role it, or rather the special people, staff and students have played a part in your journey so far. We are truly proud of all the students that have graduated tonight, not just for what they've achieved, but also for choosing Lincoln College for further and higher education as their place to study. Please do join me in applauding their success. Finally, I would like to give thanks to our staff in what has been and continues to be unprecedented times for their outstanding work and resounding commitment to their teaching and learner outcomes, all which is focused on the success of the student. I would also like to thank fellow board members who give freely of their time and expertise to ensure the college not only prospers but meets the needs of students now and in the future. Please may I ask you that you join me in thanking the staff and members of the board. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce and call upon the Chief Executive of Lincoln College Group, Gary Headland, to give his address.
Well, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. This is the second ceremony we've held today, and I'll be repeating a lot of what I said earlier and really taking my time to do so. As I said earlier in the day, it's just so nice to be here and be around fellow human beings again, just to spend some time with people. I said this morning or earlier this afternoon, I feel quite emotional, and I do. I'm not going to start blubbing, so don't worry. No tissues needed being run to the front of the stand here. But I do feel quite emotional, I have to be honest, just being around people, being able to celebrate the incredible success of our students, being able to share the evening with their loved ones and with friends of the Lincoln College group, and just to have a wonderful evening. I would challenge us all not to feel a little bit emotional at that after what has been a really challenging couple of years. So Maya Angelou famously said, people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Now, I've got no doubt that you'll forget what we've all said here this evening. A few drinks will probably help you along your way later. You have to stay throughout the whole ceremony to get to the drinks, though, okay? I really hope the graduates in particular won't forget what we did here this evening. I've graduated, I have the great fortune to have graduated a couple of times in my life, and I can tell you without a word of a lie, I wouldn't dare in this building, but there's nothing touches this place. And it's just, what a great place, what a fabulous occasion, what a memorable occasion. So I would just say, you know, like me, slow the evening down a little bit and just enjoy it. Really enjoy the evening. Take it all in, the feeling of tonight, so that you don't forget what we did here this evening. And then the last bit, people will never forget how you made them feel. That's just so important. You know, there is great success being recognized here this evening. It's the success of those who did the hard work studying to achieve the great achievements, but it's also success in terms of family unit and support and loved ones. Because I'm sure there are many, many tales here of when the going got tough, people kept going. And that takes family and that takes support from loved ones. So this is a whole team effort here this evening. We heard a very powerful story from one of our students this morning who just underscored precisely that. So you will forget what we said. I hope you won't forget how you feel. And I hope, how we make you feel. And I hope you won't forget this evening. Before I just say a few words to address the graduating students this evening, I'd just like to echo some of the thoughts of our chair from a few moments ago. I won't list everybody because that would eat into too much time, but if I could just thank all of the community leaders, whether they're representing us in Westminster or representing us locally from a leadership capacity, a ceremonial capacity. They're part of our family. You know, Lincoln College Group is 135 years old. We've been around a while. You know, in many respects, you know, we're a city elder of the city of Lincoln, but we also operate in Gainsborough and in Newark, and we're incredibly proud to serve those communities. And we could only do that with the great support, not on evenings like this. This is fabulous and resplendent, and we're really grateful for the support, the very obvious and overt support we receive on evenings like this. But actually, we receive the same support all year round from people working tirelessly to help young women and men improve their lives through education, and also for businesses to improve their resilience and their productivity by being equipped with the right people with the right skills. So this is a whole team, whole system effort, and we're really grateful to our local community. I'm disappointed in some respects because I was going to stare into his soul, but a group captain hasn't been able to make it this evening. He's been delayed on operational business. But we do have a representative from the Royal Air Force. You heard the Air Marshal mentioned earlier. The Air Marshal is a companion of Lincoln College, and he's travelled a long way to be here with us this evening. And we're delighted to see you, so thank you very much for coming back. You know I do this every year, and I do it with immense pride, that we recognise in Royal Air Force Lincolnshire, because it's got a bit of a feel for that, but actually there are wider armed forces serving here as well, from the British Army and the Royal Navy, and of course the wide range of defence companies that support the armed forces. But could we just take a quick moment just to recognise the incredible work that the armed forces do to keep us safe and protect us from harm? So please join me in a round of applause. Now, I had my appraisal yesterday, so I don't actually have to do this next bit, which is to thank the governors. So I've got the appraisal out of the way, so I can say now with absolute sincerity, a heartfelt thanks. If you didn't know, governors are the largest to the best of my knowledge, the largest voluntary body in Britain today, governors of schools and governors of colleges. Now, the world has got pretty complex, I have to say. Colleges now are large international businesses. We operate in 3 countries on 3 continents. At their core, they're about delivering further and higher education locally. We must never lose sight of that. But they are large and complex businesses. And that means the governance that reflects those organizations needs serious professionals who are able to dedicate and devote their time to us. And I couldn't be happier to say that we have a fabulous board, and we're really grateful. They give their time for free. The clue is in the title of voluntary. They give their time for free and an awful lot of it to help our young women and men to achieve great things through education. So again, I'd ask all of the non-governors in the room to just join me in a round of applause for the governing staff, that governing body. And finally, of my thank yous, but by no means least, yesterday was World Teachers' Day. Now, there's hardly a day goes by where there isn't a World something or other day. I don't know, World Shavers' Day or World this, that, and the other. So there's a danger that things like World Teachers' Day get diminished. And I don't think they should. I've been in education my whole life, I suppose, is one argument. But professionally, as a job, as a career for 7 and a bit years now, I confess, this is a good place to start that sentence, isn't it? I confess that my understanding of what it means to be a teacher or to support teaching staff was not strong 7 years ago. I confess I thought it was probably an awful lot easier than it is. This is humans interacting with humans, not machines. It is an incredibly complex endeavor. It requires great care to help another human being learn. And I have nothing but respect for those who teach and those who support people to teach. And I'd just like then to take this opportunity to recognize the great craft of our teachers, those who lead the teachers and those who support the teachers. And again, if the non-teaching staff could just join me, especially the students, with a resounding round of applause, please. So now my final remarks are addressed to our graduating students, and that's right and proper. This is the moment where I'd like to give you both a blessing and a curse. Now, the Vice-Chancellor, I know, had to leave, so I'm going to get away with that in this wonderful building, giving you a curse. But the blessing and the curse is this. It is the gift of a background conversation. The gift of a background conversation. We all have them all the time. Now, the reason this is a curse is once I've gone through this little exercise with you, you'll be waking up in 2 o'clock chatting to yourself. I guarantee it. So you can say, I curse that headland when that happens, and I'll be okay with that. There's a blessing and a curse, and it's quite an important moment for you to just get involved here with this blessing. So background conversations, this is us chatting to ourselves. Some of you right now are thinking, I wish you'd get on with it. Sick of his dulcet tones, I want to go and get a drink. Some of you are probably thinking, oh my God, I've got to go up there in a minute. I've got to walk all the way from there, all the way over there, and have my photograph taken and not trip. Now, if you weren't thinking that before, I bet you are now. That was mean, wasn't it? That was just mean. But you'll be thinking it, and you'll be nervous. And just as I am, my heart is racing a little bit with excitement. And that's an entirely human emotion. So this is going on right now. I say to you, embrace it. Embrace the background conversation. And I want to set off for a moment. I want to set off a dream in you. So I'd like you just to think about the last year, 2 years, 3 years. Think how hard it was at times. Just remember those days where you thought, I've had enough. I'm going to throw the towel in. We've all been there. Every one of us that's done education has had that day. But you didn't. You kept going. Through adversity, you kept going. And that's extraordinary. As Winston Churchill said, courage isn't the ability to just charge at the enemy. Courage is the ability to carry on when the going gets tough. So you showed great courage, and that's extraordinary. So let me set off that dream. Have a think about the adversity that you've overcome to get this to this point, to be here graduating in this most magnificent of buildings. And just take a moment to be proud of yourselves. Now, if we're proud of ourselves every minute of every hour of every day, there's a name for that, isn't there? And we're probably not those sorts of people. But actually, just take a moment to be proud of your achievements. It's okay. Just have that background conversation. So I'm going to turn back to Maya Angelou just for a moment. People will forget what you said. You will. You'll forget what I said. But try and remember what you said to yourself during the last few minutes. And perhaps over the next 24 hours when you reflect on this evening, park the negative stuff. Just remember your great achievement. Remember what it took to achieve what you've achieved. And then have a think. Dare to dream about what comes next. You don't have to have a map that takes you to 70 or 80 or 90. It's too far away, and that time will come. But have a little map and have a think about how education can help you to get to the next level. So you might forget what I said, but don't forget what you are saying to yourself. Please don't forget this evening. This is extraordinary. Just look around, smell the place, feel the place, enjoy the evening, enjoy the after party at the castle, another magnificent building. And please, please, please don't forget the way that everything about this event is designed to do is to make you feel recognized, accomplished, and extraordinary because you are. Thank you very much. Now it gives me great pleasure to introduce Mark Locking, who's the Managing Director for Education and Training and the Principal of Lincoln, Newark and Gainsborough Colleges. Mark.
Thank you, Gary. So graduates, family and friends, don't forget what Gary has just talked about. This is the point to make you remember this evening. So please, rapturous applause, cheering or whooping as and where you feel it's appropriate. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Lincoln MP Carl Mccartney to hand out our certificates. Thank you, Carl. Okay, let's go for it. It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you all our Lincoln College graduates for 2020 and 2021. Please be generous in your congratulations and celebrations of their achievements. The BA Honours, Business and Management, Adina Afanasi. Chloe Bailey. Emily Banyard. Holly Clayton. Jonathan Corcoran. Yuelina Grabilska. Kelsey Laird. Kerry Nicholson. Melissa Rooker. The BA Hons Lens-Based Media, Christian Barnes. Jane Emery. Poppy Fields. Richard Hall. Nathan Jacklin. Abby Jackman. Amelia Kavanagh. Liam Mason. Natalia Skrinjash. Joseph Wass. Jade Whiteley. Kirsty Wilson. The BA Hons Musical Instrument Craft Woodwind Making and Repair, Kit Benham. The BA Hons Social Science, Adele Beaumont. Victoria Bell. Emma Louise Forshaw. Jessica Froggatt. Sophie Hodgkins. Gemma Main. Danielle Marshall. The BA on Social Science, Criminology and Law, Jaden Fawcett. Karina Ciencina. The BSc Hons Acupuncture, Albina Asanova. Veronica Gurov. Xiang Mang. Sarah Joyce. Good. You keep going. Scarlett Lee. Marika Rule. Fawzia Sadiq. Kerry Webster. I'd just like to say at this point I'm sensing the atmosphere is dipping a little bit on the applause, etc. So just a polite reminder. The BA on Social Science. Oh, no, there we go. Oh, no, I am right. Where are we? I've lost my page. Okay. The BSc Ons Clinical Herbalism, Heidi Banham. Latifa Curie. Crystal Gomez. Jennifer Holcomb. Irfan Hussain. Abby Jackson. Lowry Jenkins. Susan Murphy. Claire Parkinson. Abdul Wared. John Way. The BSc Ons Computer Science, Brian Bloor. Tegan Manners. Andreas Markusenka. Nikita Skripnikov. David Williams. Michael Wright. The BSc Ons Herbal Medicine, Talia Clay McSherry. Samantha Dolling. Marietta Jeska. Beata Krapkova. Tracy Packer. Angela Proctor. Sarah Savage. The BSc on Sports Coaching, Development and Pedagogy top-up, Harry Campbell. Christian Kavanagh. Jonathan Barlow. The BSc on Sports Therapy top-up, Emma Bateson. Chloe Gray. Elise Keyworth. James Woods. Certificate in Education and Training, Level 4, Andrew Dimilo. Dawn Elvidge. Vaughan Leeworthy. Lee Guest. Paul McGrath. Kerry Lee Moore. David Robbins. Jason Rungapadiachi. Lee Saunders. Alison Sharp. Adam Sleperonsky. Graham Stanny. Leanne Taylor. Craig Thompson. Melanie Van Camp. Simon Walker. Andy Whitelaw. The HNC in Animal Management Level 4, Natalie Dagg. Megan Howitt. Kaylee McDonald. Shelley North. Ashley Sinclair. Grace Songer. The Professional Graduate Diploma in Education, Training and Skills, Kimberly Mee. Thank you very much, Carl, for your service this evening. I'd like to call Gary Headland to the stage, please. This brings us to the presentation of our special awards for this evening, of which there are 3. If I could just ask the successful graduate just to remain seated during the citation and then come forward to receive your award. So the Outstanding Academic Achievement Award for 2019-20 goes to Veronica Gurov. So Veronica has always had a passion for acupuncture and decided to join the course in 2017. Over the 3 years of study, she worked extremely hard and achieved a first-class honours. Please show your support for our Outstanding Academic Achievement of 2019-20, Veronica Gurov. The Outstanding Academic Achievement Award for 2020-21 goes to Kerry Nicholson. Kerry is a working mum who has successfully balanced her studies with home life to complete the BA Business with a first-class honours degree. A huge congratulations, Kerry Nicholson. The Outstanding Commitment to a HE Programme 2020-21 goes to Fawzia Sadiq. Immediately after giving birth, Fawzia came back to study full-time. During her study, she suffered from disorders related to her pregnancy, and after the baby was born, the family were also affected by COVID. Fawzia has persevered throughout these challenges to complete the acupuncture degree. Huge round of applause, please. Fawzia Sadiq. And finally, a very special award this evening, which is the Innovative Student Practitioner Award in memory of Andrew Stapleford. The Innovative Practitioner Award is presented to a graduating student from the BSc Clinical Herbalism in memory of our sorely missed colleague, Andrew Stapleford, who sadly passed away in April of this year. Andrew was a well-known and very well-loved member of the broader herbal community, a truly innovative practitioner himself. Countless students have been inspired to study and practice herbal medicine as a result of his influence and his unique and individual approach to the theories and philosophies of his profession, giving him a celebrity-like status that he accepted so gracefully. The award winner has demonstrated a flair for professionalism, practice that aligns strongly with the ethos that Andrew mastered. In Andrew's words, a student who genuinely got it. The winner of the Innovative Student Practitioner Award is Talia Clay McSherry. I'd now like to hand over to College Group CEO Gary Headland to present the Lincoln College Companionship.
Thanks, Mark, and well done with the names. And if you're going to give banter out, you need to get it absolutely spot on there. I think you'll be regretting that in the middle of the night, won't you? Yeah, you thought you were going to get away with that. No, I love him like a brother. Absolutely fabulous to work with Mark. And Mark, well done for the 7th year in a row. And great, what a great atmosphere in here this evening. This building has just come alive, which is absolutely brilliant. I mentioned earlier the Air Marshal is one of our companions, and the chair mentioned Pat Doody is also a companion, former vice chair and chair of the Greater Lincolnshire Local Enterprise Partnership. We're not a university and we don't have degree awarding powers at this stage. In fact, we're delighted to work with many universities, and you will have heard them represented here this evening, and it's a great collaboration, a great partnership. Instead of awarding honorary doctorates, what we tend to do each year is to recognise people that have worked closely with us. They may have been former students that have gone on to achieve great things, and they may just have worked alongside us, as indeed the Air Marshal did, to create new opportunities in education. And together we created the Britain's first Air and Defence Career College, which led to Britain's first International Air and Space Training Institute, which is just recently formed in Newark. Really exciting things happen when people come together and people work together with a common strategy, a common aim and a common purpose. So tonight we get to recognise another member of our community, and tonight we're recognising Paul Burrows. Now, you will have read in the brochure all about Paul Burrows, so it would be terrible of me just to read his CV at you, so I won't do that. What I would like to say is, you can see him to my left, and if I move my head, the microphone won't pick me up, but he's not that scary, is he? His photograph in the document really does make him look like the military analyst he once was. And that's good. I quite like us to look dead scary to the enemy. It doesn't faze me one bit. It's supposed to look scary. He's not scary. He's just incredibly professional and really superb at what he does. Now, he's a former student of Lincoln College. That makes him a great guy. Before we go any further, you know, we're really proud of our alumni whenever they go on to do anything fabulous with their lives. But actually, and there's a serious point here, when organisations get in trouble, that's when you know who your friends are. And on a dark Saturday night last November, we were attacked by a ruthless, very well organised criminal contingent. We know who they were and we know where they were, and I'm not going to go into that because I've got a live camera on me. What we do know is that around 2 a.m. on a Sunday morning, we were in pretty serious trouble. And so with this microphone in front of me, I'm going to talk about cybersecurity and resilience for a moment, because it's a subject close to my heart that I care passionately about. It's something we have to live with all of the advantages that come with the technology world that we live in today, the fourth industrial revolution, Industry 4.0, all that jargon. The downside is there are still a bunch of ruthless, despicable human beings that are prepared to take advantage of the rest of us. So when we have those, because the world will always have those dastardly, despicable, disgusting people, what we need is people to save us. I mentioned already the armed forces who've been doing that for centuries, but also we see organizations in the cyberspace from people like Paul who've grown companies, and Paul's company is Crypto Cloud. They've grown companies and their mission is to keep others safe. And that's what he did. So he took a call at 2 a.m. with no contract in place. There was no relationship between Crypto Cloud and the Lincoln College Group. And we were in serious trouble, be in no doubt. They shut down every single server. What that means is we couldn't work. We had no Wi-Fi. Look at the student body, no Wi-Fi. Yeah, oh my God. No Wi-Fi, no access to any of our teaching materials. We had teachers in classrooms with flip charts and pens. None of our materials were available to us. Other organizations were attacked simultaneously and were offline for 6 months. And we were back in 17 days because Paul and his company came to our rescue that night. So he's a former Lincoln College student. That makes him a great guy. I just repeat that again. He came to our rescue in a desperate hour of need and got us back up and running in 17 days, which was a remarkable achievement. And he also stays connected with us year in and year out by taking students from the university, many of whom studied at Lincoln College first. So his first point of call to hire people of a certain technical ability is from the University of Lincoln, and his second is Lincoln College. So not only did he study here, he still invests in us all the time. Now he's here with his wife Alison, and together they run Crypto Cloud. Tonight we recognize Paul with companionship, and I'll hand this over to you, Paul. It's a lovely heraldic shield, and I'd ask you just to take a few moments to read the words. But please, ladies and gentlemen, Paul Burrows.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you, the honoured guests. Thank you to all of you. The real reason why we're here tonight, not for me. Just a few words from me, because I know that we want to move on with the evening. You all want to get over to the castle to have some real fun. The attack last November was a pretty serious one. It's probably one of the largest and deepest cyber attacks that I've seen in nearly 30 years of doing cyber incident response. I've worked for the Ministry of Defence, Army, 24 years, military intelligence, moved into cyber years ago. Cyber was called information security. Now we call it cyber because it's a bit more sexy. But it's all about keeping information secure, keeping businesses running. It's only the time when you're in trouble do you know there's a real reason why cybersecurity is important. And I think that's reflected by Gary, his leadership team, who were absolutely fantastic during that time last November. Special mention also to Graham Harrison and his IT team, who were the real heroes of the piece and the real reason that Lincoln College managed to recover in less than 17 days to get back to business as usual. Just a special thanks to my wife Alison, who supported me during that time. Not once did she say last November, when are you home? Because I think I got about 2 hours, 3 hours sleep over a course of about 2 weeks. I think Gary probably got even less sleep. But we managed to recover. You guys managed to get back onto your courses, which was the main thrust of the event. The real funny part of that was on the second or third day, I was in one of the IT rooms with Graham Harrison, and we were in there for about 3 hours, and you don't realise what happens when you take all your systems offline. Not only do the telephones don't work and people don't get paid and your internet doesn't work, not only can you not get into the gymnasium or the CCTV you then find doesn't work, but also you find out that when you try to get out of a building, Graham, you're actually locked in. Okay? So it took us about an hour to try and phone somebody with no telephone signal. I've tried phoning with no signal inside these buildings, and we eventually got let out. But that was one of the funny periods of that time during that cyber attack. What I would say to you, the graduated students tonight, is a word of advice from me. Never let anybody tell you can't do it. Okay? If you want to do something, follow your heart, follow your convictions. When I started off my education journey, many, many moons ago, I left school with very, very few qualifications. Joined the army, and then that set me off really on the roadmap to where I am today. But don't let anybody tell you you can't do something you want to do. Have integrity, always be true to yourself, and treat each other with respect. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Paul, and congratulations once again. And never be afraid, if you're going to say you're going to buy local, never be afraid to buy local. You know, let's champion Lincoln, let's champion Gainsborough, let's champion Newark. And, you know, really sing about these fabulous companies. So from one great company and championing one great company to a great MP who does a huge amount to champion businesses and communities across our place. So it is my great pleasure to introduce our local MP. You will have again read about him in our brochure. I'd like to say a huge thank you. I've known him for 7 years since I've taken up post here. There's one thing to use words and there's another thing to do stuff, if you'll forgive my vernacular. Carl does stuff. I know that if I ever need help, he's a phone call away. I can pick up the phone, he'll take the call. That's a good start in these things, isn't it? And then he'll do something, and he'll do something to help because he cares about us. And I would just like to say a massive thank you to him for his support and encouragement over the last 7 years. And I'd love to give him this microphone to say a few words. Carl, over to you.
Mr. Mayor, ladies and gentlemen, graduates. Firstly, thank you, Gary, for that kind introduction. Gary, you might have heard before, mentioned that he had his appraisal yesterday. What you won't have all heard that I did was that the chairman of the board said, yes, but we haven't written it up yet. I'm sure he's not in any trouble at all. Thank you, Gary, for the introduction and your invitation to speak at Lincoln College's higher education graduation ceremony this evening, and of course to present the certificates to all of these fantastic graduates in the wonderful setting of Lincoln Cathedral. Congratulations to you all. You are now no longer students, you are all now officially graduates, all 91 of you. And can I let you into a little secret? As a Member of Parliament, even just a backbencher like me, we receive lots of invitations to various events, and of course we review each invitation equally. But some invites make it to the top, some may even make it to the very top. But believe me, this one was placed at the very, very top. And for many, many reasons. Not least that education and educational attainment is so important to me, and I believe for those that I seek to represent. I can think of no better way to ensure as a city, county or region or country that we are levelling up or enabling social mobility, if you like, than giving everyone the best possible opportunity to get on in life through their education and training possibilities. And this can in fact take place at whatever your age. If I have time, perhaps I will touch on the importance of lifelong learning for all of us here this evening. In my view, every day can and is a school day. Although I won't go on too long because I am conscious there are drinks to be had over at the castle. So this is why the invitation made the cut for me, not just because by presenting you with certificates, I will be following in the footsteps of the Bishop of Lincoln, the Lord Lieutenant of Lincolnshire, the High Sheriff of Lincolnshire, Vice Marshal Warren James, and the leader of the Lincolnshire County Council. it was because Lincoln College is not just the best college in the county, it's the best college in the country, in my humble opinion. I would say that as Lincoln's MP, wouldn't I? And you might be thinking, oh yeah, he's just saying that. But no, I do mean it. It has brilliant leaders like Gary and his management team, the best and most dedicated teachers and lecturers you can find anywhere. And yes, I do know some of them, and some of them quite well, in fact. And of course, the college has some of the most talented students, and now the most talented graduates too. I also know some of you studied in Newark, so I'm happy to see that you're all part of this Lincolnshire and East Midlands family as well. So just like this wonderful location in Lincoln Cathedral where we are this evening, the college and all of you who have graduated today represent the best of our wonderful city. A city that I've always said is the best place in Britain to live, work, visit and study. And in my opinion, it's probably the most loved city in the Midlands as well. This prestigious location matches the success of Lincoln College as it represents the hard work, dedication and talent that go into making anything a success. And all of those traits that you have all needed to show, grasp and apply to enable you to graduate today. However, these traits were even more important than ever given the huge disruption that you have all had due to the pandemic over the last 20 months. And I sincerely hope we are over the worst of the effects and impacts of that on our normal everyday lives. But because of your strength of character, commitment to learning, and the support from the college, you have all made it through. And I obviously hope that none of us have to go through those impositions on our freedoms that we have endured during this last 20 months again. And this evening is just part of the next step of your life's journey, and even perhaps more so given your qualifications are all directly linked to careers, which is the real strength of taking study at college, which is often very different to studying at a university. We have graduates here tonight who have studied courses ranging from business and management to violin making, computer science to acupuncture, teaching to sports therapy, and many, many more that are all very workplace applicable. All of which offer a clear route into successful careers in those fields. The qualifications you have proudly attained are, of course, important from an academic and also a career perspective, but also for me, they open up your eyes to a world of possibilities. For many of you, you arrive as a teenager fresh out of school and leave as a fully grown man or woman, not just in a physical sense, but also in a mental sense too. When I started studying after school, far too many moons ago now, the pubs were not open all day, and in the part of Wales I was in, did not open at all on a Sunday. We only had 4 channels on the TV. Some of you are thinking, how old is this guy? And the World Wide Web, Paul, had only just been invented. So how our lives have changed. I never thought I would be a Member of Parliament. I thought that was for other people. But when I left with a degree and started my career, suddenly I thought, well, why not me? And that will now be the same for you. Not necessarily being a Member of Parliament, and believe me, with some of the untrue things said about politicians that are written on the World Wide Web, I do sometimes wonder whether I made the right choice. But with these qualifications under your arm, and with the maturity and wider perspective you have on life, the possibilities really are endless. This is why it's even more apposite for you all graduating in this wonderful cathedral. Some of you may know, others may not, but between 1311, after its completion, and up to 1548, this was the tallest building in the world for over 200 years. And that's 500 years ago. You and I graduating in the then tallest building in the world, and history can be amazing. So literally, the sky was the limit back then, and this is how you should all feel now. When you all look back on this part of your life's journey, it is important to remember the people who helped you on your way. Without the wonderful college, its leadership team, and of course the brilliant teaching staff, who do not often get the credit they rightly deserve, you would not be here today. So I'm going to ask for a bit of audience participation now. Conscious some of you might be falling asleep, so I'm going to wake you up. So I can ask all graduates, if you would, to stand up to join me and others, if you would. So if you want to turn to some of the teaching staff are here, some are here, and give them a round of applause to say thank you, as I do. Now, graduates, we haven't finished yet, because I'd now like to turn to your left, if you would, by about 45 to 90 or maybe 180 degrees, because there are people who are sometimes in the background. They're always there, they're mostly positive and supportive, and they provide that crucial shoulder to lean on, even more so when you only have a few hours to finish an essay or complete an assignment you've only just remembered you have to do. So please, can you give all your family and friends a big, warm round of applause as well. So if you'd like to turn around and face me, it's not quite over. As graduates, you have thanked all those who have helped, assisted, taught, supported, nurtured you. And now it's time to offer thanks and congratulate all of those immediately around you on your course, your peers, and maybe your parents, friends, family, and staff. Will round of applause as well. And you can all sit down now, and I've not got much more to go. You'll be very pleased to hear. So lastly, as you settle back in your chairs, should you choose to continue to build your careers in this wonderful city, thank you. If you do not, just remember, we will always welcome you back. But enjoy and thrive whatever you do and wherever you choose to be. You have my and everyone here's good wishes. I look forward to seeing you out and about in the city in the future, or when I visit the wonderful employers we have here in our city and county. And for those who do move away, perhaps temporarily, but if you do, you must also tell everyone about how brilliant Lincoln College is and what a wonderful city you studied in. If you wish to, you could also say the Member of Parliament isn't a bad bloke either. But that's all any of us in Lincoln can ask. So congratulations to each and every one of you for graduating tonight. It is very well deserved, and all the very best from me as your Member of Parliament. I am very proud for you all. And as my maternal grandma always said to me and my two younger brothers, usually when we complained about school or homework, just remember, no one can ever take your education away from you. You are all part of our future, and the future is yours. Thank you, and a good evening to you all.
So he's not a bad guy, he's a great guy. Thank you ever so much for your support and for your service of this great place in London. So thank you very much, Carl, as always. Only one more speech to go, but do please bear with us. It's a really important one. We now hear from the student body. We also hear from a student who's worked hard for 3 years, undertaking a bachelor's degree in business and management while also working full-time at Lincoln College. Gives me great pleasure to welcome Holly Clayton to the stage. Holly.
What a fantastic evening. I am overwhelmed to be standing here tonight celebrating so much success. My own personal success, the success of so many students, the success of the staff, and of course, the success of Lincoln College. In previous years, I've had the pleasure of working at our graduation ceremony alongside my colleagues from Lincoln College. This year is obviously more special to me, not only as it's a pleasure not to be working, but because I'm here graduating with a degree in business and management. My thanks to my colleagues, as I know the hard work that goes into making this event a special occasion for everyone here. I would not be graduating tonight without my hard work and commitment, but also because others believed that I could achieve this qualification, whilst also working and juggling family life. As a single parent, working full-time, it was hard to envisage being able to fit in studying full-time for a degree. But with the belief of others, I began the journey, a journey which has been both challenging and rewarding. Thank you so much to all those who encouraged me to face the challenge. I now believe in myself as much as those around me do. Thank you also to all those who have supported me in so many ways. The proofreaders, the suppliers of useful articles, the drinks buyers, you're all fabulous, thank you. Special thanks to my family and friends for supporting me through a very busy time. In particular, my parents, my son, and my best friend who are all here tonight. I hope I've made you proud. I am certainly very proud of myself. I'm also proud of my peers. I think we'd all agree that we were a tight-knit and supportive group. I've enjoyed getting to know you, and I hope we can remain friends in the future and continue to support each other with our ongoing journeys. One of my assignments was to create a marketing campaign. My message within that campaign was, good things come to those who work hard. I'm sure this will be true for all of us. We definitely worked hard, and we're inspired to do so by our tutors. I'm sure all those graduating this evening are grateful to have been supported by their lecturers and will have benefited greatly from the wealth of industry experience that they offer. Their eternal desire for the success of their students is obvious. My particular thanks go to Dr. Jennifer Bell, who supported me through my dissertation. Her brutal and honest feedback ensured I achieved my best. Lastly, my thanks and gratitude go to Lincoln College for allowing me the opportunity to develop. I'm sure that you will benefit from my studies as I continue to work at the college. Please do enjoy the rest of the evening and join me in celebrating the success of all. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well done, Holly. I'm not sure brutal was what we were aiming at, but constructive. Let's go with constructive. Ofsted, I think we're on camera. Constructive feedback. Well done. We're really proud of you, Holly, and great speech. Well, ladies and gentlemen, don't tune out just yet, because I got this wrong earlier. So admitting my mistakes, I rushed through this bit and it was a bit of a mess outside. So in a few moments, we're going to get back into ceremonial mode. And I hope you've enjoyed the slightly light-hearted nature of this evening, blended with formality. The procession here is here as a form of honour to recognise and reward the great achievement of you. So it's important, and we will process out properly from this wonderful building, and we'll lead from the stage in the order, the reverse order of the way in which we came in. As we process out, I would ask us from the front to follow on. This is the Pied Piper bit. If you could follow us through the cathedral, through all the way, just keep going that way. Follow the snake, follow the trail, all the way to the castle grounds. Earlier, that bit got lost and everybody coalesced outside the cathedral to take photographs, but we've got a little surprise for you. There you go, there's the incentive to come. A little surprise for you over by the castle, and where we can have a drink and get to know each other. So please follow us out across to the castle, and we'll see you there. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming this evening.